What truly makes Africa special? Is it the different skin colors? The many cultures? Who am I? What are my strengths, weaknesses, and values? These are the questions we ask to define identity. But for African women, identity is more than a checklist of traits. It's in how we present ourselves, in our colors, our posture, and especially our hair. Long before the word civilization reached the continent, African societies were already speaking in voiceless languages through air. In the 1400s, hairstyles among the Wolof, Mende, Mandigo, and Yoruba carried messages that went far beyond beauty. They call it a crown, but for African women, hair has always been more than beauty. It's memory, it's identity. As a researcher once noted, hair is where gender and race collide. But for African women, it's also where ancestry, resistance, and rebirth come to life. You just name it: braids, curls, afros. These are more than styles. They are living archives, shaped by time, carrying stories for anyone who dares to listen. African hair isn't random. Its texture and form are tools of expression, sculpted, spoken, resilient. To understand the journey of African hair is to decode the journey of African women through politics, through society, through power. Among the Imba in Namibia, hair tells stories of age, fertility, and rites of passage. A red clay braid tied backward isn't just a hairstyle. It's a girl's public announcement that she had reached puberty. Among the Yoruba, every braid, every pattern had purpose. The shuku was reserved for royalty. Certain threads separated maidens from wives. Hairstyles didn't whisper, they declared. Hair connected generations. They were heritage living, breathing records of identity. They were communal rituals. Mothers styled daughters, elders taught the young. Hair is more than strands. It's history. It's heritage. It's identity woven with meaning, passed through hands and carried with pride. Enslaved Africans in the Americas, Africans also wore their hair like a battle cry. They braided escape routes into cornrows, creating literal maps to freedom. In the 1960s and 70s, a new awakening swept across the United States. It is a time when African Americans decided to wear their hair and their heritage with pride. The afro emerged bold, round, and unapologetic. Hair was no longer forced to conform. It stood tall. It reached out. It said, I'm here and I'm proud. And it wasn't just in America. That message, that style, echoed across the globe. Natural hair became a political statement. From Johannesburg to Kingston to Dakar, people like Angela Davis didn't just wear an afro, she wore a revolution. There was no speech or slogans, it was just hair that refused to bow. Even Miriam Makeba, Mama Africa, did not need to translate her beauty. She sang in Soxa, wore her truth, and carried her natural crown onto every global stage. Hair was more than style because in the awakening era, it was a message. We are no longer asking to be seen. It was Africans showing up as they were. Today, a new generation faces the mirror with pride. The African hair is not to be hidden, it's honored. The natural hair movement celebrates the beauty of texture and the freedom to innovate, from coils to curls, locks to lace fronts, to play, to wear their identity unapologetically. Women like Lupita Nyong'o and Zozibini Tunzi have shown the world what African beauty looks like and how it speaks for itself. But even in celebration, there is a quiet reminder. These are braided inheritance that have been passed through generations. Hence, African hairstyles are not trends, they are stories. It's the gentle pull of love on a Sunday afternoon woven by aunties, wrapped in laughter. It's the teenage girl who walks into school with her crown untouched because her mother told her, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made." It's the woman who walks into the boardroom with tall hair and a taller spirit because she knows she doesn't need permission to take up space. Africa is beyond beauty. This is air as heritage. It is air as strength, air as power.